Hey there, welcome to my day 47 of Camino on a Treadmill. This is James here, recording from my house in Galway, Ireland. Just me, treadmill, a sad lamp and 2 cats. Still working on the song. How does it go again? Treadmill. No, 2 cats, a treadmill. A sad lamp and me. Na 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 na. Set off on Camino to see what we could see. Working on it, work in progress. A lot of people asking when's that song coming. You know what? Chillax a little, take a chill pill. Take some homeopathic Xanax or whatever works for you. And we'll get there. So, yesterday, a lot of talk about the deleted episode. More than half of 80% of yesterday's episode was lost, and I had to redo it. And word went around that I had done the best episode yet. The Nasdaq gained 10 points. Then word went around it was deleted. It lost 20 points. Look, I get blamed a lot for the performance of the Nasdaq. Hola. Bloody cyclist. Grrr. Get out of me way. Get out of me way. Actually, that reminds me of, I worked on a film called The General back in 1997, showing my age, with the wonderful Brendan Gleeson. Before he was famous, but they do like airplane versions. Well, it depends on your distribution deal, but we had to do dialogue for the airplane versions. Apologies for my sniffles. And which means clean versions. Now, The General had a lot of swearing. I'm going to be swearing a bit in this episode now, but I'm embracing the explicitness, but hopefully not overdoing it. So in the film anyway, the sound editor, the dialogue editor, sometimes you get a bit of rivalry between picture and sound departments. In this case it would have been, if anything, friendly rivalry, but I came into the sound editing room once and he was I was talking to someone else there, but I was in picture department, and he was kind of swearing his ass off at me, you know? He was saying, Jace, get the fuck out of here. All this kind of stuff. And I'm like, whew, Joe's really overdoing it today. It's like, steady on, old chap. You know, there's humor and there's humor, right? And this seems to be stepping beyond the bounds of humor into, all-out warfare or something. So I kind of thought, okay, that's that. It took me ages to realize. I think it was even after the film. I don't know. A long time later, I realized, actually, he was listing off all the swear words that they had to replace for his assistant who was sitting beside him. Assistant's name was Peter Van Story. That's come back to me. And, man, I tell you, there's things I don't like about this business, but some of those stories are funny. It's just a funny world to work in, where part of the job is listing off swear words and taking down a list of them and then replacing them with less sweary words. So anyway, he was just listing them off, and there was a lot of swearing in The General. Appropriately so for the film. Anyway, I just didn't twig that at the time. Somehow, I'm a bit slow, as we say here in Ireland. So anyway, we're on day 47 here, following BK Lee, who is walking between Tosantos and Via Franca Montes de Oca. Tosantos. Somewhere along here I stayed in a hostel which had a hotel attached, where the receptionist was really rude to me. And I'm trying to remember what she said to me in Spanish. It was 3 words. Tu say something. I don't know. It wasn't nice. She was pointing or waggling her finger at me, gesticulating. Anyway, but back to the general. So then I was sitting in with the guy, Paddy Gibbons, wasn't it, who was replacing the doing the airplane version. So he was editing in the replacement dialogue, and it was hilarious. Like airplane versions. If I watch a movie on an airplane, like I try to watch something that wouldn't have anything explicit, sex or swear words, because it just kind of butcher it, It's kind of amusing sometimes. I saw Sideways on the plane. I'd seen it before, at least once, in the cinema. There's this, the scene where Paul Giamatti has to go in and rescue Thomas Hayden Church's watch or ring or something from the room, and there's a large couple having sex in the room, and the guy runs after him completely naked. I mean, they just pixelated all hell out of that, if I remember rightly. And that wasn't the worst thing in it. Hola. There was a scene then. Thomas Hayden Church is basically saying to, what's his name? Oh, I recognise this fountain, do I? I think I sat on that and changed my socks, as you do. And then shortly after that, though, I actually just F this, I'm quitting for today. Anyway, Thomas Hayden Church says to Giamatti, you need to get laid, which you think isn't that explicit, but they change it on the plain version, and it took me a while to realise what it was meant to. You need to get loved. I think he said it more than once. You need to get loved. Really? I mean, is laid that offensive? Like, you need to get loved just sounds weird, but you could probably figure out what it means unless you're really stupid. Although I must be stupid, because for a while I was going, why did he say that? And then I'm like, oh yeah, airplane version. They changed it. And, some people wouldn't even be aware of that, I suppose. If you'd never seen the film before, if you weren't really aware about airplane versions being modified, you'd just be kind of confused. And it's such a great film, it doesn't deserve that. And I had something interesting lined up to say there, I've completely forgotten it. You need to get loved. So, in the general, I had another fascinating segue lined up, mind-blowing. I mean, the Nasdaq would have gained at least 2 points on that segue. Anyway, where were we? It's a lovely day in Ireland. Lovely and sunny out there. I should be out walking in the sun. I walked the prom last night. A little late-ish. It was nice. Oh, BK. He's hiccuping or something. Got some nice takeout from Papa Rich in Salt Hill. It was great to get out just where there's people. I hadn't walked the prom in over a year. But in the general, the language... So you have, in the normal version, theatrical version, Brendan Gleeson is saying, get the fuck out of here. Just get the fuck out of here. Just fuck off. All this kind of stuff. It was realistic, whether you like it or not, So, airplane version. Just get the hell out of here. Just go away. Just go away. Get the hell out of here. And instead of fucking, he was saying freaking, and man. No one in Dublin says freaking. Just get the hell out of here. Just go away. It's kind of funny. Hey, look, if you're an actor and that's in your contract, you do that. Creates extra work in the industry, so I don't mind all that, working on airplane versions or whatever. It's part of the fun of the whole thing. Working with Foley artists, that's fun as well, where we do footsteps and actor movements and things. And I love all that. I love all that if you work in a big production where it's all done right. Gotta love that. I had something else amazing to say. I was talking about the general. No, I was talking about You Need to Get Loved, Sideways. What a great film, though. The scene in it where Paul, I haven't read the book, I should really, but Paul Giamatti visits his mother, and he steals, I don't know, $100 or $200 or something from her room, and she's senile. That's a really interesting scene. And you can see the guilt in his face, but it's to do that with your main character. He is the protagonist, really. You could argue dual protagonist, but he's the one who really the only one who kind of has some sort of arc as such, I think. My lawyer has advised me to say, it is my understanding that he's the protagonist. Okay. It is my understanding, to the best of my recollection, that, Paul Giamatti is the protagonist. Okay? My lawyer's nodding at me, yeah. So, where were we? Yeah, when he takes the money from his mother, that's really pushing the audience. You want to root for this character, and he does that, and everyone's going to react differently to it. But I'm like, oh God, no, don't do that. But it possibly makes some people just hate him irreconcilably. And it's certainly not what I'd call a manly thing to do. But Giamatti is someone who's, both him and Hayden Church, they're very different, and different types of masculine roles. But no, I can't defend stealing from his mother. It'd be worse if he didn't look so pained, though. He was just in a bind. Anyway, interesting. I like when directors and writers challenge their audiences. I much prefer that to when it's all good, black and white, good versus evil. Yeah, whatever. Where was I? Sideways. And what was that amazing thought I had? It's gone. So, the general swearing. I did have some bullet points for today, though. One was, yesterday I bought 4 crusty rolls in the shop to make a sandwich or two with. I ended up eating all 4 of them in a row. See, if I get the wholemeal soda bread, I might have 1 or 2 slices. It's healthier as well, and I don't finish it off. But I was walking the prom last night. It made me sleepy, so after work I slept for a couple of hours, then got up and said, I gotta get out of the house, get into the prom and walk. First time in over a year. Did that. Felt great. But I was thinking, 4 crusty rolls, they were a bad idea. And it just came into my head, the song most famously sung by Big Tom from Ireland, who died there more than 2 years ago. 3, 4. And much loved. And that was possibly his most famous song. 4 country roads leading to a town in Glenamady. You know what? We used to play that in my ukulele group until I had creative differences with them. A mega huge split, bigger than the Beatles falling apart. Well, I'm exaggerating, but it was up there. That's a good reference point. Like the Beatles falling apart. Was there a Yoko Ono involved? I'm not saying, okay? I'm not going there, sorry. We did 4 roads. Oh, the key is tricky. For me, that's a tricky key. I think we were doing it in C. I haven't quite cracked what are my best keys. And it really, of course, it depends on the, what's the word, how dynamic the song is. And 4 country roads, if I start doing it in C, start down low, I can start it okay, but then it goes lower and I'm like, oh, I'm out of here. But if I did it an octave higher, it'd be too high. Oh, don't you just hate that? I'm definitely not a great singer. I'm not as bad as I sound on this, I like to think. But I would like to get some training, to figure out where my register is. And just some techniques. Like, if you're trying half-heartedly to sing, it's bad. But if you actually really give it a go and use go higher volume and full breath, I don't know, it's just suddenly you can hit the notes better, which I don't do on this. I'm too self-conscious, and also I'd probably have to stand back from the mic. Look at me making excuses. But 4 country roads, I mean, it's basically a 12-bar blues. And I think it's a pretty good song, to be honest. But people are going to automatically diss it because it's Big Tom, but there you go. What can you do? I take things on their merits. I was talking to someone about that film Love Actually, and recently she was saying she didn't like the film. Overall, I don't, but there's moments I like in it, and the storyline between Julianne Moore. God, I always have a block about her name. Oh my God. Don't tell me it's happening again. She plays against Alan Rickman. And people are going to accuse me of being sexist now. I remember his name, but not hers, but she is the best thing in that. And I remembered her name here the other day, in my defense, Your Honor, before you locked me up. You see, now that I'm panicking, won't come to me. And then if I say she used to be married to Kenneth Branagh, right? You're like, oh my God, total sexist. Cancel James Finlan at once. And they're going, well, we don't really need to cancel him. He's only got 5 listeners. Well, we still need to punish him. So let's cancel him anyway. I'm not stopping. Oh yeah, Emma Thompson, because I wasn't going to stop till I remembered her name. Emma Thompson. She is amazing in that film. As is Rickman, but she has that scene where she thinks she's going to get a present from him and thinks it's a necklace because she saw him buying it, and it's Joni Mitchell's CD. Oh God. And she goes up to her room. I know I talked about this before. Get over it. Goes up to her room, tries to staunch the tears, goes back down, puts on her happy mummy face and shoos them all out the door because they're running late for the school play. Oh, such wonderful acting. But my point is, if I don't like a film overall, but it has even one good moment, I'm like, well, that's a great moment. Too many people focus on negatives. I'm like, especially in Ireland, like, yeah, but I got something from it. I don't regret seeing it. And there's a lot of people like the film overall, despite the cheesiness. And if it was on again, probably, and it was Christmas, and I'd had a bottle of whiskey and I was comatose and I couldn't find the remote, I'd probably watch it. If my eyelids were wedged open like in that scene in Clockwork Orange and they had it on in front of me, well, I'd definitely watch it then because I'd have no choice. But at least I'd be telling myself, hey, looking forward to that great scene with Emma Thompson. But no, it has its good moments. Don't think they're too worried what I think. Oh, I like the story with Bill Nye. I think I got a shock off my treadmill there, did I? Like a static? Oh, maybe not. Bill Nye and his manager. That's sweet. Then there's a guy who wants to go to America. He's obsessed with America. That's okay, it's not great. Hugh Grant and Martine McCutcheon. Just, yeah, it doesn't really work for me, that story. Bit stretching the boundaries a bit. Who else? What else? Oh, and of course I keep forgetting her name, and I was the woman from Ozark, who's a wonderful actor. Her storyline is good. If it helps, I don't know the name of the actor who plays her troubled brother. She's so damn good. Anyway. Okay, cancel me. Cancel away. I give up. I'll cancel myself, okay? I order everybody not to listen to this. So, happy now? Anyway. Why do I feel so good today? I feel good most days. Well, walking the prom last night. That has to be a factor. Oh, so I was thinking anyway, 4 crusty rolls would make a good country western song, a version of 4 country roads. I haven't come up with anything else except for the first line. 4 crusty rolls. I bought them in the shop, super value. 4 crusty rolls. Forever on the table in my kitchen. Okay, look, it needs work. 4 rolls. Da, 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 da. If anyone wants to write the lyrics and send them in to me, I'll sing it. But yeah, it's a hard song to sing. Because if you start like there, 4 country roads leading to Connemara, doesn't it go down now after that? 4 country roads. On the next one, forever in the nun of my heart. See, that's quite low. And then it goes up, 4 roads to Glenamady. 4 roads. Da, da, da. Oh yeah, and then it really, the 4 roads to Glenamady. And then the next one are the 4 dusty. Da, 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 da. See, that's really low. But then if you take the verse up another octave, oh man, this singing business is hard. Who knew? Who knew singing was so hard? See, my philosophy in life, I'm better not doing things than just fantasizing about doing them. Because when I do that, I am, honestly, if you saw how amazing I am in my imagination, I just knock everything out of the park. Everything. I have done some great imaginary interviews on radio stations and TV stations all over the world, including light entertainment ones like Graham Norton. I'd have a party piece where I play ZZ Top on the guitar or something. I am just, in my imagination, I'm not boasting. It sounds like I'm boasting. I'm just objectively saying that in my imagination, I am one of the most amazing and coolest people in the world, possibly the universe. That sounds boastful, but like I haven't come across anyone in reality, which is all I can go by because I can't see into other people's imagination. I have not come across anyone else in reality who is as amazing as I am in my imagination, my fantasy. So I'm just putting that out there. Ladies.
Hola.
Hola. Buen Camino. So Julia from Roma. Will I meet her on the way, I wonder? We bonded over a kitten. It was love at first sight. Well, we both fell in love with the kitten. That's assuredly so. So yeah, I'll be setting up a singing lessons podcast behind a paywall. Just gave you a brief taste of it here. So, you know what to do. I've hit 2 kilometers. Woo! Doing this one at lunchtime, so it'll be straight back to work afterwards. And probably won't shower till after work. I should kind of ideally do a second of one of these after work, because with the whole debacle of losing an ep and having to redo it, I'm one behind this week. I really need to do 5 a week, minimum. And if I slip below that, it's just taking forever, man. How's life? Taking forever. It's a line from Kingpin. The hobo says to Woody Harrelson, how's life? Taking forever. Kind of funny, I think. Tragic comedy, I suppose, one might say. Bill Murray's great in that film. Bill Murray is great in most things, though, I think. 4.8 kilometers an hour.
How you doing?
How you doing?
So hot, babe. It is.
Conversation.
How far are you going?
He doesn't understand him, does he?
Next town.
Next town. How far are you going next town? Ha ha. So, there we go, a conversation. Oh, it's still going on. Shh. PK, come on, say something. Oh, the conversation is dying. I'm afraid. Go on, say something. No, that's it. It's all over. It's all over.
Okay.
Hold on. Something coming up
We'll
here.
say take 42 minutes.
42 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
42
that's for
minutes.
somebody like you. Me, maybe an hour.
42 minutes, but he's going to actually finish
Buen Camino.
in the next 31. Maybe there's some missing. Oh, bloody hell, have I another half hour to go? Anyway, Four Crusty Rolls is the next song I'm working on, along with Two Cats, a Treadmill. Two Cats, a Treadmill. No, I've forgotten that one. What's that one called? Two Cats, a Treadmill. A Sad Lamp and Me. That's it. So, Four Crusty Rolls. I've got 2 songs on my list. I probably won't release them myself. I'll sell them to Bruno Mars or whoever the young folk will be listening to today. Do you get me? Do you get me, like? Yeah. So as I said, I've practiced my interviews when Camino on a Treadmill goes, platinum, goes viral. BK, manners, please. So, don't know if anyone heard that. Yeah, I've got 2 routes to go, 2 routes, as you American folk would say, with the interviews. I'm either going to go upbeat, yeah, hey, it was great, yeah, I did this Camino on a treadmill, it's really positive, or depending on how it's received, I can go, yeah, I was in a really dark place in my life, and I just thought, what's it all about, so I was reduced to all I had left in my life was it was just me on my own with 2 cats, a sad lamp and a treadmill. I wrote a song about it, but it wasn't much good really, So yeah, that was a dark period in my life. I wasn't really, I was putting away a lot of liquor, you know what I mean? So it's all a blur. But anyway, thankfully that's over and I've deleted them all and I'm in a better space now, Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I won't become so much famous as infamous. I don't know, someone will discover this and say, have you heard this guy? There's something not quite right about him. And then, police will be involved, social services, everything. The neighbours will be wondering, they'll see all the men in white suits coming to my house. But then at least, honestly, I'll take fame whatever way it comes, you know. Actually, that could be how I end up on the Tommy Tiernan show. Jesus, it'll be all right. Oh, you know, Tommy, it was hard, like, you know. But I pulled myself together. I sold the treadmill and had the 2 cats put down, and you know. Oh, stop! I'm not joking about that. I never put my cats down. Oh God. Definitely, I fucked the sad lamp in the fucking bin, you know? Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah. I'm feeling better now. I'm taking it day by day, you know? I'm so full of crap, it is unbelievable. Off the scale on the crapometer. Water everywhere, but none that I can drink. Give me a second here. Let's check the notes. I had something great to say about recording on the general, I think, but I've forgotten. 4 crusty rolls. Whales in the pool. So, there's a guy at work, a security guard, interesting character from Switzerland apparently, but he's got like, he sounds more local than, he certainly doesn't sound Swiss. But anyway, he's a character. I saw him years ago when he had a motorbike. I thought I was hallucinating due to potential things I may or may not have consumed. Then years later he pops up at work. But anyway, I was telling him the World Cup, no, was it the World Cup or the Euros? Wasn't it the World Cup? Wales were in it. And we had a pool at work. I've organised some of the football pools, but this one might have been more or Roisin or someone. Anyway, I got Wales in the pool, which, yeah, they kind of did fairly well. Of course, they had the wonderful, I always have to think, because I always nearly say Christian Bale. Well, he's such a good method actor, maybe if he played a footballer, he'd score a load of goals. But of course, I mean Gareth Bale, playing for them. And were they playing Iceland or something? Anyway, I was leaving work and I said to Roland, the man in question, I said, oh yeah, I've got Wales in the pool, you know, so hopefully they'll perform. And he thought, he had to think about it. He said, you've got what? He said, and then I explained, and he realised, he said, oh, I thought you said you had whales in the pool, in the swimming pool. He thought I'd whales in my swimming pool, which would be pretty hard because I don't have a swimming pool, number one. So, yeah, there's that anecdote, pretty short and sweet. Then I have one other one. The expression naked as the day I was born, I don't know, popped into my head and I thought, oh, that's a funny one. Getting some weird sound effects here on the old headphones. I'll have to turn that down later. But naked as the day I was born. See, you're wondering how did I know you're thinking this right now. Victorians who were kind of, you know, not into nudity and stuff, as if so lots of us still aren't, of course. We inherited those Victorian values. But the Victorians, what was I saying? Oh yeah, here's a fun fact. Yeah, anytime I hear a fun fact, I roll my eyes and go, fuck, here we go. It's most definitely not going to be fun and not going to be that enlightening either. Because the kind of people that say fun fact, yeah, nah, they're usually, they have a funny idea of what's fun, you know? Anyway, I'm belaboring the point. Fun fact. Oh, BK, he's got a bit of indigestion, I think. Where was I? Fun fact. So Victorians, did you know this? Well-to-do Victorians, when their children were born, if it was a little boy, tiny little boy, they would immediately, obviously, clean him off. In fact, the husband and wife wouldn't look at, well, the husband wouldn't be there, what am I not? Of course, he'd be out in his gentleman's club, smoking cigars and drinking fine brandy. But either way, before a wife or husband could see the baby, if it was a boy, they'd have a specially made, tailor-made suit to put him into, including a top hat and everything, you know, before they look at him. And if it was a girl, they would have some sort of, you know, dress, you know, those ones with hoops and stuff. So you'd have a bespoke tailor. This is only for wealthy people, obviously, who would have something roughly cut, and then you'd have to quickly measure the child and then just do some quick adjustments, put them on, and then take a picture of it. You Google it. This is totally true. And so they were so obsessed with nudity. So could you imagine the size of the top hat and the tails and everything, you know, for the baby? Google it, funny pictures out there. So,
Yeah.
hey, see you later, buddy. Have a good one. Rock on, dude. So anyway, BK don't hang about, he just motors on. Head out and get your engines running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way. You're thinking, there you go, there's a bit of my singing for you, huh? Upped it a notch or two, I dare say. Just looking at my levels there, they've gone through the roof. Hopefully my ratings will follow. So anyway, that thing I was telling you about Victorian babies is a load of bollocks. So, just before you Google it, I felt bad. I was gaslighting you, I felt bad. I'm not really into gaslighting. Bully at Orchard used to do that, and he found it amusing, but anyway. So, my apologies. I had you fooled. If you listen to this on April 1st, then you are an April Fool. And if you're not, if you listen to it on some other date, you're just a regular fool. So there we go. Man, this sound, I gotta turn this down. And I gotta turn the brightness up and hopefully not pause the bloody video, because every time I do that, chaos ensues. So time-wise, I got 21 minutes to go, but no problem. No problem. And then straight back to work. Get your engines running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure. And whatever comes our way. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good, motherfucker. I'm so good. So freaking good, my friend. Any other notes? Because since the other ones went down so well, gotta help the NASDAQ out here. Let me see. Giving the finger on Belmont Avenue. I was thinking of writing that one up for Sunday Miscellany, a program. I got another shock, I think. Program on RTE Radio 1. Did a piece for them years ago. But you heard it here first. So, picture this. This is a really dramatic story. I was driving in Dublin, minding my own business in my environmentally responsible Prius, because that's how I roll. And driving, I'm trying to think, west, whatever, on the N11. Coming through Donnybrook, okay? You got the picture? I'm just grooving along, got some chill music playing on the stereo, feeling good about life, about my prospects. Turn left up Belmont Avenue. Anyone know it? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, it's connects Donnybrook to Ranelagh, Sandyford Road you come out on, and from there tis only a hop and a skip to the Clonskeagh Mosque, wherein they used to, I don't know if they still do, used to do great shawarma there, chicken shawarma or lamb shawarma. Oh man, used to get them. I was working on a film there in Clonskee in an old converted convent, which has since been made into apartment blocks. There's a story about a famous missing boy case that suggests he's buried under there, but why did I have to go on a dark turn? It just popped into my head. That hasn't been corroborated. Poor guy. Now, why did I see? My brain goes from one thing to another and straight to my mouth. No filter. Hashtag no filter. Anyway, so what happens? I'm driving up Belmont Avenue. This is like a couple of years ago. And there's another car coming towards me, and it was narrow, and maybe there were other cars parked there. And so there's another car, so I pull in to let them pass. Then along comes this, it was either a Mini Cooper or one of the modern Volkswagen Beetles. Don't see that probably more likely Mini Cooper. They seem to be more common nowadays. And sort of attractive looking couple, well-to-do couple in it. And okay, fine, so far so good. But I pull in to let the car that's coming towards me pass. And then they really should have pulled in behind me, because there was nowhere for them to go, because this other car was coming through a narrow path. Anyway, of course, they go ahead. And it just ends up delaying everything, and they end up having to drive up on the curb, and everything takes way longer because of what I like to think of as their sense of entitlement, which is totally unfair of me, because I realize now, upon mature reflection, it mightn't have been a sense of entitlement at all. Like, it could have just been plain old-fashioned stupidity, right? So, if you're listening, good-looking couple in what do they call it, Mini Cooper, possibly Beetle, Mini Cooper, I think, heading Clonskee direction, Belmont Avenue, about 2018, we'll say, on a sunny day, and you remember this happening. I apologize for assuming you are entitled, and I allow for the fact, statistically more possible, that you're just plain stupid, okay? Just want to get that out there. I get that off my chest. I feel a lot better now. You see, I'm a humble guy, and I don't like saying bad things about anyone. So that's that cleared up. I hope you can accept my humble apology. And you know what? Even if you're entitled, I apologize for what comes next. So anyway, you can imagine my anger at this grievous situation that I was put in. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. My time is precious. I was doing the right thing. Then they come and do the wrong thing, and they slow it down for everybody. Anyway, so eventually, or did they force the other car up onto the curb? Oh, it was horrendous. It's one of the worst things. And let me put my fan to high. I'm getting hot just thinking about this. That has ever happened to anyone in the history of humanity. Okay? I'll just give you time to let that sink in. Yeah, you're thinking that's a big statement. I know, I don't use that lightly, but really, it was up there with, in the Bible, Old Testament plague of locusts, stuff like that. All those plagues, coupled with the Red Sea, or was it the Red Sea? Closing in on top of all the baddies and drowning them. It was, Tower of Babel. It was Old Testament territory we're talking here, okay? Just bad shit. Pardon my language, but it was bad. I'm getting traumatized just thinking about it. Anyway, eventually the situation was resolved after what felt like years. It was probably just minutes, maybe even seconds. But I was irredeemably scarred by it. So anyway, the other car gets to pass, and then I let them pass, and then I drive out, and the Mini Cooper's up in front of me. I'm like, I have to exact revenge. And I will admit, Your Honour, that I plead guilty to, what's that word? There was intent here. This was pre-planned, premeditated, with intent. I decided I have to give them in, proper traditional style of road rage style. I have to give them the finger. It's not something I do often. Sometimes I do it kind of half-heartedly, just because I'm timid, kind of just slightly hidden, a kind of surreptitious finger that they can't see. I know that's pretty pathetic. Hey, we're passing Peregrinos here. Hola! Hola, Buen Camino! This guy's got a big towel over his head. Oh! Oh, he knows them! Does he? Okay. I'm not sure what language that was. Oh, they're pointing and talking. Pointing and talking. Repeat. Pointing and talking. Oh, English. English. I speak little English myself. They're going, maybe that's the town we're going to or something, isn't it? Okay. See the towel over his head? I had this walking cap with the flap at the back to protect my neck and a peak in the front. It's like a baseball cap with the flap at the back. I should never have brought up flaps. Google. They're having a great time. They're having such fun. But they're interrupting my train of thought. So, okay, we're moving on. Good, I'll just get a bit of speed. Going up to 5 kilometers an hour. I don't care anymore. I gotta. Shit, they're still talking. Come on, keep moving. Okay. Good. I'll stay at 5k for a while. So, where was I? So I decide I have to exact revenge. Yes, Your Honour, totally premeditated. Guilty as charged. So I drive up, and then they go out onto the Clonski Road, and then they're heading towards the mosque, that direction. So I kind of put the boot down, and I catch up with them on their left. And I'm about to just turn left. I catch up with them, and I honk the horn. I honked the horn, and they look. I'm pretty sure they looked, and I gave them the finger, and then I zoomed off, turned left, disappeared into the sunset. And I have to say, because afterwards then, I guess the old Catholic guilt kicked in, just the old habits. Oh, James, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, better go to confession quick. But no, it was just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm a nice guy, I don't do things like that. And then I thought, fuck it. It was really enjoyable. I have to say, like if I went around doing that all the time, I'd just be a dick. And maybe I was a dick in that moment, but you know something? Oh man, I fucking enjoyed it. I just felt so powerful. It's like zoom up, honk horn, like pre-planned, perfectly timed. And I only had a split-second window before they kind of got out of my sight. They were going another way. And zoom up, brake, honk horn, turn, give the finger into gear, speed up, turn left, disappear. Quick getaway, always important. It felt so empowering. And it is one of the most ridiculous gestures in the world. But it was kind of like I was I even angry? It was sort of almost like theatrical anger, And I just wanted to do this. I did it. I felt great after. Then a little voice, oh, you should feel guilty. And then I was like, nah, fuck it. No one died. I owned the moment. And I hope they got a laugh out of it too. Well, I hope they either got a laugh or a cry. I kind of say that with my writing. I want them, if I make people either laugh or cry, I'm happy with the writing. So why not? I'll say that with the giving the finger. Oh, dissolve. We are now in a quiet area. I'm going to slow down here a bit. Right. Really quiet laneway. And we're walking. Okay, I'm walking here. And let's see, I'm going 4.8. How much longer have I got to go? Oh, 8 minutes. Bloody hell. So anyway, that was a short story called Giving the Finger on Belmont Avenue by James Finlan, which didn't win any prizes, sorry to say. And he's been barred from entering our competition again. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, I wonder how I'm doing on my heart points. I reckon I'm doing good because yesterday I did a Camino plus walk the prom. Hey, Buen Camino. And we're overtaking everyone. Pole position. So let's check the old heart points. The tension is palpable. 50. Oh my God, my weekly target is 150 and I've hit 189. Yes, thank you. Congratulations are most certainly in order. Break out the champagne. Now we're on a narrow path. Now, really narrow. If a ton of cyclists come flying through here, I will scream. You will never... Oh, he stopped. I'm going to stop every time he stops. You will never... Ah, fuck it, he started again. You will never have heard anyone scream as loud as this. It'll probably break my microphone, but it'll be worth it. This would be up there with the entitled people in the Mini Cooper overtaking me on Belmont Avenue. It's a nice neck of the woods there. Donnybrook, Belmont Avenue, Clonskee, Ranelagh, Sandyford Road. What's that other place? Milltown. Yeah, I kind of like it around there. Ranelagh, well, my dream is to live in Hampstead in London, North London, pretty much. Ranelagh would be up there as well, if I had a few places. Ranelagh, Hampstead, somewhere in Brooklyn, Carl's Gardens maybe. Where else? We're arriving now somewhere. I've gone down to 4 kilometers an hour because I've proved myself. I'm a man. Motherfucker. Why do I keep saying that? Because it feels good. Motherfucker. The Asian guy in The Hangover, doesn't he say that? Oh, the scene where they're watching the CCTV of them stealing Mike Tyson's tiger in front of Mike Tyson. And Bradley Cooper says, he turns really just bonding with Tyson. Say, hey, the lion, it really is such a beautiful, regal, majestic creature. And Tyson's nodding his head. And Tyson looks upset, and on the screen, Bradley Cooper is there. They've drugged the tiger, and on the CCTV, he's there pretending to have sex with the tiger. Hey, look at this, guys! Look at this! Oh, that was just so funny. I mean, yeah, I like the first Hangover film. I'm not, kind of laddish humor or whatever isn't really my thing, but I just really like that film. And he also made Joker, which I couldn't stand. It bored the bloody proverbials off me. Now we're walking through a Hangover 2 I kind of hated. Hangover 3, a bit better. I'm the same with Bridget Jones. 1 is great. Look at me, I go straight from Hangover to Bridget Jones. Hey, I'm a new man. Deal with it. I go Bridget Jones 1, great. Bridget Jones 2. Yeah, Bridget Jones 1, good romantic comedy, which is a rare thing. Bridget Jones 2, awful. Just the scenes in Thailand and everything. No, not for me. Bridget Jones 3. Yeah, I enjoyed that. The whole who's the father thing. I'm a softie for that stuff. What can I say? What can I say? Guilty as charged, Your Honour. So yeah. Closing in on 4.4 kilometers there. And it's BK's going slow, I'm going slow. Kind of another quiet, sleepy town. Villafranca de Oca. Is this the place with the hotel? I stayed in the adjoining hostel. Nice place, even though the receptionist seemed to hate me. I don't hate her because I'm so forgiving. At least I like to think I am. And I wish I remembered the sentence she said to me. It's either to say or to a, and then a verb. To say. A one-syllable verb. And I'm sure it wasn't pleasant. So, I think I looked it up, did I? I don't. It wasn't vulgar either, but well, I know for a fact it couldn't have been pleasant. She hated me. How could anyone hate me? You're wondering. I know, right? I know. I'm such a lovely guy. Talented, charming, handsome, modest. I got it all. Hey, lady, I'm the full package. Capiche? Anyway, I guess I'm misunderstood sometimes. Sometimes people think I'm an a-hole. What can I say? I apologize if I come across that way. I feel good, as good as I should. So good, I got you. Oh my God, we're turning around. BK's going the wrong way. Not for the first time. We're nearing the end. The map will be coming up any minute now. And then I go back to work. Let's go to work. Hey, let's go to work. Yeah, I'm going to finish this Camino. Damn it. I'll finish the first one, and I'll finish this one. Now, I'd love if he came to the place I stayed in. I don't think this is it, though. The tension is unbearable. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. It was near a church. Is this a church? So he's going around a corner. He's going up steps. This is exciting. Reminds me of the scene in Mulholland Drive when the woman tells a story about her being in the diner and walking around the corner. Camera goes slowly around the corner. And next thing, this monster just bursts out and goes, "Ah!" The whole audience, or some of them, me anyway, goes, "Ah!" It was so funny, he said in some potentially offensive, generic foreign accent, for which I apologize. These are just the voices in my head. Unfortunately, they sometimes come out my mouth. Hashtag no filter. I think this is the place. Oh, dissolve. If it is the place I'm thinking of, I met up with a few people from along the way and we had a good chat. El Vino did flow. Then the next day I got up early and walked 40 kilometers to Burgos. So he's just retracing his steps. You can see it's quite a steady incline. And, this is the place, I'd say, because I can see in the map there's a forest coming up. The next step is woodland and sort of mountainous woodland or hilly woodland. Okay, I'm done for today. Thanks for following. See you tomorrow. Buen Camino. And God bless.